Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on, y'all got to give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Oh, my God, I'm still dancing. I'm still dancing. But listen, we got a commercial break, and we got some amazing more stuff coming. You thought you saw it all? You ain't seen anything. But before we take this commercial break, I want to once again take time to big up, to shout out, to send the love as they send the love to us, our sponsors, Tomlinson Dental Care, Green Medicine, Golden Spine Rehabilitation Center, Goldson Spine Rehabilitation Center. Excuse me about that. I'm too excited. I'm still dancing, right? We're going to start all over again. I got to try to stop dancing. All right, ready? Tomlinson Dental Care, Green Medicine, Goldson Spine Rehabilitation Center, Vico, Robinson Law and Mediation, Talawa Roots Tonic, Roots and Reggae and Culture Magazine. Yes, I hope you're snapping it up there. Now, we definitely got a shout out to the media partners. Without them, you wouldn't know about us, right? Check this out, IRIetimes.com. Yes, WZPP Radio. Come on, y'all, make some noise. Mikey B Radio Show, WDNA Radio, Poor Man Studio, Wiz, Island Beat Marketing, Just Steve and Counteract Crew, and of course, the Wild Child Production. Come on, let's give it up for our sponsors. They are the reason that you see us right now. And you know what? I'm not going to hold you up any further because second half is going to be you and I. I'm going to introduce to you one more time the president of Rootz Foundation. Give it up for Paris Douggie.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, our next guest of honor is my mentor and my living hero, Baba Julius Garvey. And it was his birthday yesterday, so we want to wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Baba Julius, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And I hope that you live to see many more and to teach us much, much more history as you have done.
Happy birthday.
Without ado,
to ya.
Here is Baba Julius Garvey.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, wonderful. Well, good evening, everyone. And it's good to be here with you, celebrating the 133rd birthday of my father, Marcus Garvey, and commemorating the 100th anniversary of the rights of the Negro peoples of the world. I'd certainly like to thank the Rootz Foundation for making this happen, and also the Consulate General in Florida for being a part of this celebration. As we celebrate, we look back on 100 years and the accomplishments of Marcus Garvey and of African people. And we look forward then to the next 100 years of what we will accomplish as those of us who are Garveyites and carrying forward his legacy. I think in order to really get a proper understanding of who we are and what we have to do, we have to consider who Marcus Garvey was and what he left to us in terms of understanding. Marcus Garvey said, man is the individual who is able to master his own will, shape his own character, direct his own life, and shape his own ends. Now, this is of great significance because then it puts the responsibility on the individual for the success of his life. But all of this has to come from the consciousness that fully knows itself. So man has to know himself. And of course, this was the understanding in Kemet, our ancient civilization that began about 6,000 years ago. So man must know himself. And in knowing oneself, one knows source, the source of origin of man. And of course, the African understanding of our source is spirit. So we come from God and we're one with God. And that was part of Marcus Garvey's motto for the UNIA, was one God, one aim, one destiny. So in terms of us being one with God, then we have those same qualities of God, and we must manifest those qualities in terms of an image of God, and then imitating God, imago Dei and imitato Dei. And those qualities, of course, are wisdom, their generosity, their compassion, their joy, and their love. We must manifest those, and that is our aim. And so we have one God, we have one aim. And then, as Marcus Garvey said, with our will and with our effort, then we can shape our own destiny. So we have one God, one aim, and one destiny. And what is that destiny? In Marcus Garvey's imagination, it was to reconstruct African civilization as he was, and we still are in a period of colonialism. He was in colonialism. We are in neo-colonialism with globalization and corporatization of the global economy. So we have exchanged one plantation for another plantation, and we're still enslaved by the system that gave us slavery in the first place, then colonialism, and now globalization with the greatest inequity of income and wealth ever imagined on the planet Earth. So we still have a ways to go in order to achieve our destiny in terms of the reconstruction of African civilization and the redemption of African people. So we must imitate Marcus Garvey. We must know the wisdom of Marcus Garvey and how he was able to achieve his full potential. And that is one of our problems. We have been disconnected from our spiritual self. And we can only chant down Babylon if we understand our spiritual self and manifest that spiritual self. So this is our job, is to unite, to bring together, as Marcus Garvey shown us 100 years ago, the Pan-African nation. At this point in time, it will be 2 billion people working together in order to create a new civilization, similar to the old civilization, but modernized. And this is what the world needs, this is what Africa needs, and this is the new paradigm. We have to move away from so-called scientific materialism to a spiritual understanding of ourselves and the universe, and then to manifest that so that we have the kingdom of God, meaning heaven on earth, and the paradise that we knew in terms of the Garden of Eden, which of course was in Africa. And the Kemetic civilization was lasted for over 3,000 years, which is unparalleled in the history of the world. So we all have to be Garveyites and to bring about the conditions that we share with the vision of Marcus Garvey, meaning, again, the redemption of Africa and African people. So we must know ourselves, and with that knowledge and with will and determination, we can accomplish what we will. So up, you mighty people, we can accomplish what we will. One God, one aim, and one destiny. Thank you so much.
Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey unveiled the flag during the UNIA's first international convention at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Garvey knew that Africans at home and abroad needed their own flag, as other colonial and imperialist flags around the world did not and could not represent the collective identity and best interest of African people. The use of the red, black, and green as colors symbolizing African nationhood was first adopted by the UNIA as the official colors of the African race as part of the 1920 Declaration of Rights of the Negro Peoples of the World. A flag must represent the standard by which its people live. Thus, the Universal African Flag was the 52nd article of the Declaration of Rights and was ratified at the Madison Square Garden Convention 100 years ago. There was no red, black, and green flag prior to the coming of Marcus Garvey, but ever since 1920 and throughout the remainder of the 20th century and on into the 21st century, the red, black, and green flag has been adopted by African black people worldwide as the emblem of Pan-African liberation and self-determination. Today, there are also many African nations that have adopted the colors red, black, and green in recognition of Marcus Garvey and his program of African redemption. Red for the color of the blood which men must shed for their redemption and liberty. Black for the color of the noble and distinguished race to which we belong. And green for the luxuriant vegetation of our motherland.
I told you it was a great show tonight. And that was just the first half. Right? So the second half, we have more performance. We have more information. Just real brief, we already know what's happening. So we have an amazing Dr. Anthony Hall is here tonight. But I'm going to definitely hand it over to the president of Rootz Foundation, Priest Douggie, to give you the proper introduction of this amazing man that is in our community. And we have to use our resources at all times. So if you're feeling good, let me see you snap your finger. Snap your finger. I know you're not sleeping. You're up. You're up, you mighty race. What you just heard, and there's so much more. Get ready. Without further ado, I want to introduce Priest Douggie once again.
Yes, moving right along. Addressing Black Lives Matter in this COVID-19 situation that we find ourselves in. This piece is titled Black August. In this 21st century, people of color are still fighting for survival in a world deeply rooted in white supremacy and anti-blackness. This has continued nearly 300 years after slavery and nearly 200 years after Jim Crow. This kind of trauma has affected our spiritual, physical, and mental well-being. Oftentimes, our fight to survive prevents us from self-care and cultural preservation. Without time for reflection and rejuvenation, we tend to lose our way forward. August is a designated month for African people to take time to do just that. Look at the Black experience and acknowledge the distance I have traveled, how we got here, where we're going, and how do we as a people get there. The spirit of Black August began on August 1st, 1834, when the British Caribbean ended slavery with a proclamation of emancipation. The month of August was further enhanced when Marcus Garvey was born on August 17, 1887, and went on to found the Universal Negro Improvement Association. 100 years ago, Garvey held the first UNIA convention on the 1st of August, 1920, where 25,000 people, Black people from all over the world, were in attendance at the Madison Square Gardens in New York, establishing a tradition which has continued ever since. Garvey's parades and pageantry was the start of the Harlem Renaissance and Black empowerment. And I consider Marcus Garvey the father of the original Black Lives Matter movement. Garvey spoke out against the murdering of Black people, especially after the screening of the KKK hit movie, Birth of a Nation. It was a valuable recruiting tool for the white supremacists. In the Red Summer of 1919, there were 76 documented lynching of Black people. How many undocumented murders took place, we can only imagine. As a visionary, Baba Garvey saw what was ahead for people of color, and he led the Black resistance. Garvey prophesied of what happened to Africans in 100 years. If Black people could not achieve what other nations had done by overcoming petty prejudices and forging solidarity. Garvey declared that black people would die, and so today Garvey's words have come to pass, wherein because of the lack of unity, the basis of collective security, black lives do not matter to the imperialistic, capitalist nations of the world. From the Arabs, the Europeans, and the Asians, black lives have been oppressed and murdered with impunity, giving rise to the most recent rejuvenation of the Black Lives Matter movement in the USA and around the globe. Marcus Garvey was also instrumental in the rise of the anti-imperialistic and anti-establishment Rastafari movement, which is built on Garvey's philosophy. The official recognition of Black August originated in 1979 to memorialize a revolt which took place in a California penitentiary, where one George Jackson was doing a prison sentence of 1 year to life for robbery. Jackson was convicted in 1960 for stealing $70 from a gas station. He maintained his innocence until he was murdered by a prison guard in 1971. At his trial, he was sold out by his court-appointed lawyer, who encouraged Jackson to plead guilty in hopes of receiving a lighter sentence. George Jackson spent the next 10 years between San Quentin and Soledad State Prison. 7 of those years were spent in solitary confinement. Jackson educated himself while doing hard time. He became a writer and a revolutionary political leader, organizing his fellow African inmates. He went on to become a founding member of the group called the Black Guerrilla Family. Jackson and the other founding members of the Black Guerrilla Family fought against racial injustice and state violence, which was deeply rooted in the prison industrial system of America. The Revolutionary Brothers, Jonathan Jackson, George Jackson, William Christmas, Hugo Pinell, James McLean, and Katari Gulden fought against the racist prison administration, prison guards, and white supremacist prisoners who were armed by the guards with knives to kill black prisoners. Jackson's 3 lieutenants were murdered by the prison guards in a so-called attempted prison break. Jonathan Jackson was killed while attempting to free McLean, Christmas, and McGee, who were the only survivors, and a co-defendant with Angela Davis and Assata Shakur. George Jackson was assassinated on August 21st, 1971, in an attempt to suppress the resistance inside the California prison. The one remaining leader from the Black Guerrilla Family, Katari Gulden, was also murdered on August 1st, 1978. He was purposely denied medical help after being mysteriously hurt in the prison yard. In observing Black August, people of color are encouraged to fast for clarity and exercise for strength, as well as to support black businesses. It is a time to educate ourselves about all the revolutionary black resistance movements that occurred in August, such as Nat Turner's Slave Rebellion, the Haitian Revolution, the March on Washington, the Watts Rebellion, and the Philadelphia Move bombing. It is also a time to remember some of our greatest black leaders born in August, like Emperor Menelik of Ethiopia, born on the 17th of August, 1844, Marcus Garvey, Dr. Mutulu Shakur, Russell Shoaz, a Maroon leader, Black Panther Party Chairman Fred Hampton, and Dr. Julius Garvey, second son of Marcus and our guest of honor today. Great sacrifices were made so black folks today could have a better future. Lest we forget how costly freedom is to attain and maintain. Black resistance is not a 60s thing or a 80s thing. For political prisoners like Mumia Abdul-Jabbar, it's a 2020 thing. The current racial, social, and political climate attests to that. From the streets of Ferguson to the campuses of Charlottesville, and to those many black and brown people dying from COVID-19 because of the frontline jobs they are forced to do while lacking the proper protective gears and having little to no health insurance, compounded by the inability to afford nutritious foods to help fortify their immune system because of an unbalanced wealth distribution driven by racial injustice. Black August is as important, if not more so, than Black History Month. Both months give Africans, as well as the rest of the world, a chance to learn more about the human experience, which consists of more than the fabled voyages of Christopher Columbus and the Jewish Holocaust. The African journey through the European minefields of racism, inequality, and injustice is a revealing part of his story, and a truth that must be told and remembered so it can never happen again. Hotep. Yes, in this Black Lives Matter era, many of us, many of our people have fallen prey to the colonial mindset, wherein Black lives have been devalued to 3/5 of a human. If you look at what is taking place right now in our community with the black and black crime, the way we are, treating one another or ill-treating one another, this attests to the fact that we have been brainwashed. Black lives matter, no matter what it is presented or looks like. Black lives, like all other lives, matter. Without ado, as we are running a tight schedule here this evening, I will now introduce Dr. Anthony Hall, a neurosurgeon who is very active here, both in Florida and Jamaica, bringing the healing that we need. Doctor, take it away.
So folks, you do realize 1920 UNIA convention, Madison Square Garden, 20,000 people in the room. That was probably one of the first get-togethers after the pandemic. The pandemic was 1917 to about 1918. So it was a very scary time. So you take a look at some of the pictures in 1920, and the faces are darkened out, but they're wearing their masks. So you see me come up with the mask on, and I'm going to talk about COVID-19. It's here in the Black community. It's here, and it may not leave for a while. It's worldwide. Everywhere has seen it. So just a little basic history. COVID-19 is caused by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, which is a coronavirus family. I won't get into too much science today, but these are RNA viruses. They have the ability to infect humans as well as some other animals as well. They are related to bat coronaviruses and the SARS-CoV-1, which was a big infection back in 2013 and 2002. It does cause some mutations. The most common symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath, what you call myalgia or fatigue. And there's some less commonly reported symptoms too, like sore throat, headache, bleeding from your lungs, gastrointestinal symptoms like diarrhea, loss of ability to enjoy your food, as well as a loss of smell and taste. But 80% of persons infected do not have symptoms. I put this little slide together, hopefully you're seeing them along, which is a symptom profile, how it varies in presentation, where fever sometimes can drop to position number 6. So just checking your temperature in a store when you're going in might not be much of a clue, and there are a lot of symptoms. When people get hospitalized, about 17 to 29% have a very severe lung problem, and other infections occur in about 10%. Anywhere from 4 to 42% of people require intubation, meaning being put on a mechanical ventilator. And you can have multiple complications to your heart, kidneys, liver, multiple organs failure. You can die. It kills. Now, there are some other complications. There's a stroke incidence, which is fairly high due to what we call hypercoagulability, meaning that your blood is sticking together too much. Your vessels are getting blocked off, and this can affect your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system. It's also linked to those vascular lesions, blood vessel lesions in the hands and the feet, especially seen in children in a Kawasaki-like syndrome, and it can cause you to have a sudden heart attack. This is a picture of an x-ray of a person with that bad lung disease, the ground glass, ARDS we call it. That person died. How is treatment done? Well, for 80 to 81% of persons, you really have mild or no symptoms. You don't need much treatment. You need a little bit of supportive care if you get mildly sick, like a little bit of oxygen. And then we have to decide if you need that big ventilatory support. You have to be placed on a machine for breathing. Several drugs were assessed early on, like chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine, but their adverse effects were worse than their expected benefit, therefore they're no longer used. Remdesivir has been approved with some marginal benefit in this country and worldwide, and a lot of retrovirals have been tried, as well as interferon and dexamethasone. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of clinical trials going on worldwide on COVID-19 right now. And many drugs are being proposed. Trials of vaccines are also running. There are about 3 or 4 vaccines in what we call stage 3 phase 3. And maybe there might actually rapid fire this vaccine to come out before 2021. There are some special communities I want to talk about, in particular sickle cell disease, which affects our African descendant community. As I mentioned, COVID-19 causes hypercoagulability, which is already a factor of sickle cell disease. So along with that, you get a worse effect in sickle cell disease, as well as the high blood pressure, the ARDS, and the multi-organ failure. So sickle cell disease patients take particular care. What does intervention do? Intervention is trying to flatten out the curve. That's really just trying to lessen the burden on society. And social distancing really means cutting the flame. But we want to just bring up one little point of semantics. We didn't mean socially distance yourself from someone else. We mean physically distance yourself from someone else. 6 to 8 feet is the minimum. We don't want to be socially distant because people actually do need some spiritual and mental support during this time. We don't want to put the population at risk or put them in prison. Now the question is, are Black people susceptible? Of course they are. SARS-CoV-2 affects all ages, races, but with the healthcare disparities in the Black community, the Black people will suffer more. Why? Our hospitals have always been less equipped. We have fewer healthcare professionals compared to most other groups. We have less ability to what we call flatten the curve and physically distance in our homes, our jobs, our transportation, and as mentioned before, we have less PPE. So you find that Black people are working in more precarious jobs that expose them to carriers of COVID-19, and they make an euphemism of this and call these essential workers, but we're really exposed workers, especially in resource-poor settings. Self-isolation for many of us is just not possible, okay? And the comorbidities that kill, like hypertension, obesity, and diabetes, they're more common in our community than in other communities. And this is seen worldwide in all factors. These are what some of the trends have shown. In Philadelphia, African Americans are 46% to 50% of confirmed cases. 44% of cases in Charlotte, even though they're only 33% of the residents. And in Michigan, in Illinois, in Cook County, the majority of the Blacks who are dying had underlying health conditions. Even in our children, this recent study from DC was showing positivity rate of 30% in the Black kids and 7.3 in the white. 3 times as many Black children are getting sick. Why is this happening? It's not because this is a special virus. It's just unmasking the mask. Put it back up. unmasking a history of deep disinvestment in our communities, historical injustices, residential segregation into unsafe communities, unequal healthcare allocation, substandard nutrition, miseducation, lack of physical safety in the workplace. That's what is making this so terrible for blacks. So even though SARS-CoV-2 is mild in most persons, but it's deadly in those that are immunocompromised or compromised in almost any way, whether it's you have hypertension, obesity, asthma, cancer, diabetes, sickle cell disease, all those things. So be safe. Practice some physical distancing, sanitation, use the PPE, especially the face mask, wash your hands, don't touch your face, maintain a strong immunity, drink some Roots drink, eat healthy, don't smoke and don't take alcohol, get tested and avoid that infodemic, because there are some opportunities that will rise up in this. We can build from it and we can survive. God bless.
Thank you, Doc.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We want to say thank you to Dr. Anthony Hall for always providing the best resources that we need in our community. We want to thank Priest Douggie, president of Rootz Foundation, for always bringing forward what he knows our community needs. Right now, we're not going to even delay because we got some greatness. Because, listen, we have a fashion show by yours truly, Boundless Kreations, coming up virtual, a video clip. And, you know, before I even say that, there's a lot that was just said. So much. I'm going to remove this for a minute. A lot was just said. And I know that you're soaking it in, but please don't let it slip out of your brain cells, all right? Don't let it slip. It's for you. Now, who's coming up next? You want to know? Say who? Right. Who? Shauna Dazzle. Shauna Dazzle, once one of reggae's music's best kept secrets. Singer, songwriter, musician, and sound engineer.
I just want to say
Shauna
thank
Dazzle.
you so much for inviting me to be here tonight at the 2020 Marcus Garvey Rootz Extravaganza, where we're celebrating the 133rd anniversary of the birth of Marcus Garvey. How cool is that? Thank you so much for having me here tonight. And I just want to sing a song for you called Glorious, because I think in this time we need to remember that we still have so much to be thankful for. So I hope you enjoy it. Ooh, whoa, whoa. Ooh, whoa, whoa. I will bless the Lord at all times. I will praise when I think of all the good He's done and consider His ways. Mercies pouring down like rain, I'm flooded with grace. And not because of any good I've done, His love remains the same. So may the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify, and may they know the power and might of your glorious name. May the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify. May they know the power and might. Yeah. I cannot but lift your name. I cannot but give you praise. I know where I could be now, so I stand unashamed. God, you've never let me down in spite of even me. And you prove yourself faithful, you reign in majesty. I sing, may the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify, and may they know the power and might of your glorious name. Whoa, may the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify, and may they know the power and might. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. this can done. Remember how you saved my son and protected my unborn child from the bullets of a gun. Remember how you gave me faith when my strength was less than great. You know, God, you are never late. God, I know you're on my side. You have shown up every time, my God. So I had to pen this tune, 'cause where would I be without you? Well, may the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify. May they know the power and might of your glorious name. Whoa, may the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify, and may they know the power and might of your glorious, glorious, your glorious. May the whole world see the light, and may they come to testify. May they know the power and might. Whoa, may the whole world see the light. May they come to testify, and may they know the power and might. Whoa, 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 Thank you again for having me. Once again, I'm Shauna, Dazzle.
Yes, beautiful Shauna. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up. Amazing, amazing. And we still have one more performance for you. If you missed it earlier, we got it for you. But right now, it's my special moment to give you what I love to give you. We pre-recorded our fashion show, right? And I am a designer. I'm a clothing designer. I'm a seamstress. I do a lot of things, but right now we'll just talk about the fashion. As you can see, I definitely hooked it up for you, and for you, and for you. Now, we're ready for our show. Check this out, y'all. Boundless Kreations Fashion. Wanted me to talk. We are about to give you a great part of the show. A fashion show. Yes! When was the last time you saw a fashion show? Tonight, you're going to learn a little bit about Boundless Kreations Fashion. Do you know what that is? Boundless Kreations Fashion is just that. It's fashion that is boundless. And the creations are one of one. Unique, loud, and quiet at the same time, just like the designer. So, without further ado, I want to say thank you to Rootz Foundation because they have brought it to you. Are you ready? 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 I'm ready. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to my very first model. Our very first model. Here we have this young man, Rich Carlton. Yes. This brother stands at 6'4". He is rocking the BKF logo right now. As you can see, the Phoenix bird representing rejuvenation, reinvention, you know, just rebirth. And that's what he's got it paired with the beautiful wax African pattern shorts cargo. Pockets on the sides, you know, it has a trimming on the bottom, like that's the perfect fit for when you're hanging out here in Florida, or on the beach, or on a party, pool party. Yes, Carlton, you rock. Our next one, oh, she is fabulous. She's rocking the beautiful, beautiful red, yellow, and green gown. It's asymmetrical. This is Purest K. Purest K, she is just that. She is purely divine with her modeling. She's got the red, gold, and green with the accent of the white and black. Do you see the asymmetry of that dress? You gotta show them the back. Oh my gosh, did y'all see that? Yes, Purest K, they cannot take your power. You know, red, gold, and green is masterful. Masterful. Y'all give it up for K. Oh, and our very next model, he is coming all the way from West Palm Beach. This is Jay Tyson Jordan. This brother here, he's ex-military. Ex-military, so it's just perfect that he's wearing his military jacket, camo with the epaulets on the shoulder. He got the accent of the red and black, and he even got a y'all stop it, Mr. Jordan. He just had a pocket on his sleeves. Yes. Oh, with the red and black, that's power. You got the matching camo face mask. Brothers, you can wear this to a party, you can wear this to a date night, you can wear this to a family house. Oh yes, Jordan. Oh wait, did you show them the pocket of your white camo shorts? Do you see that? Do you see that? Yes, that's how Jordan does it. That's that Boundless Kreations for you, family. And our very next model we have is Miss Sway. Beautiful makeup artist, beautiful fashion model, and when Miss Sway takes that runway, I tell you, she drags you with her. She has an amazing capri wide leg pants, featuring the red, black, and green. It's the Black Power. And she has the very large, extravagant sleeves, black on black, Black Power. You see, when you come through with something like this, you don't speak, you stand. See the piping on the bottom, on the sides. Again, it's for a great party, a great dinner, shopping spree, or on a resort. Yes, Miss Sway, you're giving it to them, giving it to them. All right, so now we're going on another set of beautiful clothing. Now we have Purist K with this contrast, amazing pencil dress. It's actually a tuxedo dress, and you can see the back, green for earth. And you see the mama's on there. She's mixed up with a little bit of denim and cotton. Yes, Purist K, show them that tail. Who said a tuxedo only is in a jacket? Have you ever seen a tuxedo dress? Nope. You're gonna learn today. That's what Boundless Kreation does. Yes, Couture. Spin them around one more time. Let them see that beauty. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Beautiful. And then we have our brother Jordan with the paisley suit and still rocking the Timberland boots. That's how you do when you dress in Boundless Kreations. See, you be your own trend. You make a trend. Okay, when you wear Boundless Kreations, you do not follow trends. We are the trend. And it's nice teal inside, and it's made with a capri short set. You know, again, we break the fashion trend. We don't follow it. Beautiful paisley, you got that black piping on the shoulder, got the piping on the sleeves. Yes, Jordan, you feeling yourself. Give them that eye candy, why don't you? Yes. Give it up, Jordan, y'all. Now, we have Miss Sway with the royal tunic. She's gonna give it to you. And Sway is rocking a face mask that has a crown. Look at the details on this beautiful piece. You have the gold trimming on the wrist, the gold trimming on the neck, matched out with that gold crown. Because she's saying, I am royal. Simply royal. You can wear this solo. You can wear it with a pants. You can wear it with a skirt. But at this point in time, we're showing you beauty. We're showing you extravagant, beautiful wax fabric straight from Nigeria. Yes, Miss Sway. Yes, Miss Sway. Give them life. It's her mood for life. This is Boundless Kreations' mood for life. And then, of course, we cannot go without having the trench shirt on my brother. Yes, Rich Carlton got that white jogger pants to match with the beautiful trench shirt. You see the little cut in the back? It's like a tuxedo. I'm telling you, it's like jacket. Boundless Kreations just twist it up like that. Right? Beautiful blue, brown, paisley, matching face mask. And look, you can even make the face mask your little pouch. With your handkerchief. Oh, and then he does that to you. Beautiful. Take a look from head to toe, family. You have your white pocket on the shoulder, on the front. Definitely have a pocket on the side for your phone. Anything you want. And the locks always makes it better. Now we have Africa. We have Africa. We're gonna represent Africa. Yes, Miss Couture. This is how we do it. You see the colors? We blend the colors. We blend the shape. And it's all about Africa. A people without knowledge of their past. What does our Marcus Garvey tell us? We must know where we come from. Look at the map. Look at the map. Look at the map. Fabulous. Fabulous. Beautiful, beautiful. So, you want to see what I got on? This is also made by yours truly, Boundless Kreations. I have that semi-peplum top jacket with the beautiful, extravagant black dress. Long in the back, short in the front. Because you got to see the shoes, right? That's Boundless Kreations. When we come, we give you life. We give you love. All right, so that was our beautiful fashion show, right? We now gonna have our flush through. Let's take a look all together one more time. All right, Jordan, come through. Show them that beautiful paisley once again. I love it. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. And then we have our Couture. She's rocking Africa. She's rocking Africa with her pockets. Yes. And then we have Miss Sway with that beautiful green tunic with the gold accent. Come on, y'all. Let's make sure they see us really good. And you know what? We have our king coming through with the cape. Love it. The two-tone denim, khaki cape. All of y'all give it to them. Just give them face. Just give them face. Show them what you do when you got Boundless Kreations on. Y'all rocking that now or not? It's okay. We still do it. And that's Boundless Kreations fashion. Men, women, and children. Aren't they fabulous? Y'all give it up for yourselves. Snaps it, snaps it, snaps it, snaps it, snaps it, snaps it. I love it. I love it. We don't kill runways, we heal it. And I bet you're gonna want to get healed today. Definitely hit us up, because we got more for you. My king. If you ain't, I thank you, darling. Oh boy, oh Marcus, we love you. Never shy from the things you had to do.
Of the world and the state that it's in today, I am sure we'll agree we all could make this a better way. With some love put together, everybody learn to love each other. Instead of fussing and fighting, cheating, backbiting, scandalizing, hating. Baby, we could have a wonderful world. Beautiful people, you and your girl. Things could be pretty, but underneath this, there is a secret that nobody can reveal. Yeah, now. Men and women, girls and boys, let us try to give a helping hand. This I know, and I'm sure that with love we all could understand. This is our world, can't you see? Everybody wants to live and be free. Instead of fussing and fighting, cheating, backbiting, scandalizing, hating. Baby, we could have a wonderful world. Beautiful people, you and your girl. Things could be pretty, but underneath this, there is a secret that nobody can reveal. Yeah. Thank you.
It's me again, Jaja. Here I am. Y'all gotta give it up and dance and make some noise for Hal Anthony right now. Oh my goodness. Wonderful pieces, wonderful classic music. I just love it. But you know what? He was the last performance of the night, but we still have to do a wonderful contribution, a tribute to Queen Mother Mariam Samad. How you doing? You having a good time tonight?
I'm having a great time.
Amazing. So am I. So am I. Let me tell you a little bit about Queen Mother Mariam Samad, Reverend Elder Matriarch of the Marcus Garvey movement. Queen Mother Mariam Samad passed away in Jamaica on Thursday, September 5th, 2019, only a few days after celebrating what press reports said was her 99th born day. Blessings. Aside from Dr. Julius Garvey, the son of Jamaican national hero Marcus Garvey, Mother Samad was the best known living link to Garvey and the American branch of his organization, the UNIA. Queen Mother Mariam Samad was born in Harlem Hospital, New York, at the height of the Garvey movement. Her parents were staunch supporters of Marcus Garvey and his Universal Negro Improvement Association during the 1920s. As a child, young Miriam was an eyewitness to the Harlem Renaissance spearheaded by Marcus Garvey's UNIA. Her parents were committed Garveyites and raised her in keeping with Garvey's philosophy of Black self-pride, African nationalism, and economic self-reliance. As a result, Mother Samad has spent most of her life as a Black Power activist. In the 1950s, she organized and spearheaded the Sankore Nubian Cultural Workshop to promote culturally conscious fashion and styles for African Americans. Indeed, it was Mother Samad who reportedly introduced America to the West African dashiki shirt as a fashionable political statement of Black consciousness and awareness. Family, I want you to watch this real short clip that we're paying tribute to Queen Mother Mariam Samad. Give it up.
Marianne Samad remembers her childhood as a member of the UNIA.
We were called the elite, now, if that can help you, by the main paper of the United States, the New York Times, so that Garvey had evolved an elitist group. I didn't have to do as other children did, to say that, well, I was a Negro, and so I was at the bottom of the barrel. We used the term Negro in the organization because that's what Mr. Garvey had to use, because he was, remember, not a naturalized citizen of the country. So he used the term Negro, but we ourselves at home knew we were Black, we were African, and that made it so different for us. Made it, just as I said, perfect. I loved my life as a child. It was a good life. We had our own God. We didn't have a white God. We had our African fundamentalism that we grew up under. Mr. Garvey told us who we were, that the Sphinx, the pyramids were all ours, that the ancient kings, that the African kings were in the Bible. He showed us and pointed them out to us. He gave us black angels. Now, this was unusual, and some people were rather worried. The woman was glorified in the family. She was the mother who taught, and above her she was protected by the Almighty. The Jesus child looked like us. So therefore, to explain my childhood, I would have to say I was as perfect as maybe any white child in the United States could be. This was our standard. The red, the black, and the green. This is the original one that Mr. Garvey himself would have held. The red for one blood of black men all over the world. Black meaning the black peoples of the world wherever we were. And green for Mother Africa. Universal African Royal Guard. This covered one God, one aim, one destiny. It covered everything that a nation should be, a people. Mr. Garvey knew, like Lincoln, that we couldn't be a nation within a nation. But he kept asking, where are our kings? Where are our generals? Where are our presidents? Where are our ships? Where are our anything?
Everybody in here that was here with me, did you have a good time? Yes! You got fashion, you got music, you got dance, you got information, you got... Listen, we have the Consulate General of Jamaica. We want to thank you so much, Consul General. You're amazing. Thank you. We have Dr. Anthony Hall. We appreciate love you. We thank you for the resources. Y'all definitely let's stay connected with green medicine. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Every one of you paid a great tribute to it for this amazing event. We want to thank each and every one of you and the media. The media, oh my God, the media partners, we love you. We appreciate love you. We're going to continue to move forward because we are UNIA, Universal Negroes. Nubiana, Universal Nubiana Improvement Association, because we're modernizing it now. We're going to keep Marcus Garvey proud of us. We're going to keep His Majesty proud of us. We're going to keep Robert Nesta Marley proud of us and many other of our leaders, right? Listen, I love you. I thank you. I'm Real Marsha. When you know me, you know love. And when I know you, I share love. So receive the love that I give, and I will receive the love you give. We're going to share with each other. We're going to grow with each other. Don't let the pandemic fool you, but please stay wise, stay woke, stay open. No need to be stubborn. We don't have to be stubborn. Let's stay focused. One hand, wash the other. We will fight. We will fight till the final victory is won because we are Africans. Priest Douggie, we give thanks to you, President of Rootz Foundation, wherever you are right now. Come on, come on, come on. That's right. Snap it up.
We want to thank everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
And we look forward to a great year coming up.
Yes, we do. Blessings, Anna, Jaliv, for Iva and Iva. That's a wrap, y'all.
Let's make an effort towards black self-worth. I say, hey, let us work and pray. Let us work, let us pray. UNIA, self-reliance is the way black people today. Let us work, let us pray. UNIA, self-reliance is the only way. Come make we study Garvey, come make we study Garvey. Know your history, brother, we destiny. Study Garvey, come make we study Garvey. Know the prophecy, our destiny. I man would like to reflect on the message that Marcus left. Oh yes, cause if you look around, some don't know self-reliance yet, not yet. So gather your thoughts and come along. Children, this is a chance for your freedom. If you're willing to be free, free from slavery, come follow them your teachings of Marcus Garvey. Make we study Garvey, come make we study Garvey.